Hello, everybody. It's us again.
Welcome back to the Dirty Dive podcast. That is,
Absolutely.
I keep getting it wrong. I keep saying the dirty. What is the other name?
The deep dive
The
was
deep dive.
the name that I put on the thumbnail for the first episode, but we're the dirty dive, and we're going to do our best to remember that. So we're going to do better, folks. We get
we
our name right.
we remember it, so you don't have to.
Which brings us to our next guest, the nostalgia critic. He's not showed up today, but he promised to at some point. So we're going to have the nostalgia critic on. So tune in to find out when that happens.
Yeah, wait, that should be our featured person, featuring the nostalgia critic.
Yeah, featuring Doug Walker. Anyway, speaking of nostalgic movies that not a lot of people heard of, you had a question about The Dark Knight that I thought would be good for everyone.
Yeah, so The Dark Knight Rises. I have written down here what the fuck happened in this movie. Just the whole movie in general, like what happened with
What
it.
was what was it about? You
This
know, like what was the point?
This is a very strange movie. I am a Batman fan. I don't know about you, Marbles.
No, I know I've known you're a huge Batman fan. That's actually the first thing I ever learned about you.
So
Is that you'd get on, you'd say, hey, it's the Batman fan here, folks, and I got a hell of a rant for you today.
I I love Batman. I think I don't know, like something about him, and I like the there was an animated movie, The Phantom Menace or something. That's not it, but it's something like that.
Yeah,
That came out of the it came out of the 90s, and I had that. I loved it. I loved everything about Batman. He's an interesting character. Fuck everybody that's like, nah, he's billionaire capitalist. I don't fucking care, dude. Shut the fuck up with your socialist bullshit.
I think the only way to improve Batman would be to give him a gun or something like that.
How about the Superman versus Batman movie where he does use a gun? What the?
I, yeah, that I think I didn't see that, but I feel like that's a good movie. But I just wanna say that I'm a little concerned about the thing about the guns with Batman because, as you know, recently we had a bit of a shooting that happened, and I couldn't have been more fucking surprised because I thought that they were gonna shoot the movie in front of me. Turns out James Holmes is going crazy. What's
That,
the deal with that?
James didn't know that this movie was not good enough to shoot somebody over, but God bless him. Not really, but I
No, we
just
can't back that. God bless.
I just think it's very funny how, like, if The Dark Knight Rises was made in this day and age, how different it would be interpreted. Like, leftists and, like, people on the left would be fucking furious at it. They would hate it. And just the concept, like, an anarchy uprising from one of Batman's villains. Batman is portrayed as the bad guy. He's the bougie guy, and the movie tries to paint him as a bad guy when he's over here, like, hoarding all of this wealth while everybody is suffering, and this contributes to the anarchy uprising that Bane has. And then there's a scene in the fucking movie, and the stock market crashes, and he causes that, and has all this talk about, oh, this is not real money in the stock.
That's the first 5 minutes of Bane's dialogue. Oh, we're gonna buy GameStop stock. And it's going to crash the stock market, Batman.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't happen, and that's when Batman beats Bane. He's like, you don't know how the stock market works, you fucking idiot. Shut up. It's not
This
that
is an
simple.
uprising by the small people. They just showed you what can happen when we band together.
Just a bunch of Redditors taking a break from pedophile coin for a second. There was never going to be a stock market destruction, Bane.
The head fudge are the real bad guys.
Oh, look at the upvotes, Batman. How can you tell me this isn't fact? As you know, I am an atheist. And
Short,
we're destroying the stock market.
short sales are the means to productions in my society now.
All communists should purchase short sales in the stock market, Batman.
But I feel like the best part was when the cops charge in, and it's supposed to be a motivational scene where the cops are in the street. They fill the street. They've been disarmed. They've been living in the sewer under Bane's rule.
Just like real police.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the pigs
Living
they
in the
are.
sewers.
and they get like roped down this like fucking supplies randomly to like, I don't know, do real crime or something. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. And then like they're like, we gotta like stop this. We gotta stop this anarchy. And so they're in the street and they like fucking rush at Bane's people. And Bane's people, some of them have guns and the cops don't. And this is supposed to be like an epic scene where it's showing like the cops are in this weird position where they're the ones rebelling against this anarchy, oppressive, authoritarian regime. And it's really weird. Like, I just find it super interesting.
The weirdest part for me was when Christopher Nolan just cuts into the scene. He says, still think George Floyd was executed. It was like out of nowhere. I didn't understand why he did that because it completely took me out of the scene, and it felt really political.
The digital re-release also has Christopher Nolan kneeling in the middle of the scene in support of George Floyd. I feel like that's just...
He's all over the place with that one because the version that I saw that was cut together on tape just had it was just a 10-minute rant about how George Floyd was a criminal on fentanyl, by some guy sitting in a chair. And I was like, is this The Dark Knight? And then someone told me, no, that was an edited movie you watched. It was long enough, though. Jesus.
When did The Dark Knight Rises get released?
Like 20 years ago or something.
I think, okay, so it was 2012, so there has to be a YouTube video that's just like, spoiled, slutty, I love this, stupid 8-year-old gets owned at premiere of movies, Redditors for the win, fucking yes, some idiot online tried to like use a clickbait title to talk about this dumb shit.
Destroyed at premiere of Dark Knight Rises by James Holmes.
Oh my god, I can see it right now. This premiere was to die for. Like, that's yeah. I guarantee that somebody did that.
Absolutely. Oh, speaking of to die for, apparently Rush Limbaugh died by being fucking shot or something.
Yes.
Did you guys hear that? Yes or no? Answer Colin right now. Well, you did get shot.
I like that everybody has said that, hey, fuck Rush Limbaugh. Like, okay, I don't know if you've seen like the people that on Twitter and everywhere else where they're like getting pissed off at people for making fun of Texas because their power's out.
I don't care about dumb old Texas.
And we're canceled again.
Beans on toast, Texas. You can handle a little bit of snow. So snow, but
people were saying that like, hey, don't make fun of them. But then Rush Limbaugh dies, and they're like, fuck that dude. No, I'm gonna make fun of this. Fuck that guy. So, yeah. And I'm all for that. I'm cool with that. But I just found it interesting how those two like instances happened very close to each other and the different reactions they had.
Interesting how when Rush Limbaugh died, Texas froze over. Can we prove something there? I feel like there may be something, folks.
Oh, God clearly said what he thought about that situation.
Yeah, fuck this and fuck you. You're freezing to death and you're going to hell, which is where Rush Limbaugh is, by the way.
Yeah, fuck him. He's in hell and
he's fat. He deserves to go to hell for being fat.
That too.
I don't know about this guy or what he did or any of that other stuff, but he's a chunker, and I fucking hate chunkers. So down into the flaming pit you go, Rush.
I love the idea of a political ideology that's just based on who's fat. All right, I hate
fat. That's it. That's my belief.
I know we don't have it on here, but like the Texas shit that's going on right now. Still like fucking affected these people. People are freezing on the street like they're dead. Frozen.
It's crazy that they won't just go inside. They're freezing on the street. Bro, you have a house, just wait in the house.
Well,
Yeah, it is messed up.
I will say that I did see a lot of footage online, and it's a fucking hellscape.
Mm.
Apparently, I don't know. Have you seen some of these videos?
No, I actually haven't.
So I'll link you some after this. I should have linked it to you before, but like there's like these whole apartment complexes. So what's happening is that apparently I guess the it's cold enough to where the pipes are freezing. So like the water's freezing in the pipes because they weren't prepared for this. Obviously with Texas weather, that's that's to be expected. But they should have stuff in place and infrastructure in place to accommodate for this way ahead of time. Which that's the main issue. But basically,
Republican leadership.
yeah, and actually, it is because like people were telling them ahead of time, like, "Hey, you need to like prepare for this shit," and they're like, ha, "Fuck you."
Why, you need to save space from the snow?
And so,
oh god, we're frozen. Where'd Ted Cruz go?
yeah, Cancun cruise over here. I think that's a Trump saying. I don't know.
I'm supposed to be here, actually. What, do you need to save space for me finding a safe space, Snowflake?
But the crazy thing is that like when the pipes get frozen or when they thaw out or somewhere in that process, like of course the pipes will crack and there's like leaks everywhere, and so the fucking apartment buildings are flooding, and then it's so cold that like when the water is like leaking out, I've seen like videos and footage where like the apartment's flooded and then there's water coming from the ceiling. And then there's like water going through the ceiling fan, and then it's freezing over. And so there's like icicles of shit on their ceiling fan. Like, it is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
I see it now. I see it. Damn, there only one thing comes to mind seeing this. Bitch. Bitch, you should have been more ready. Bitch. Too bad, it's just winter. Anyway, I saw Joe Biden finally declares Texas a disaster. And I wish I could have seen that press conference. Come on, man.
Come on,
you're the worst state in the union.
I will say, poor Texas. They're kind of like Georgia in their situation when I don't know if you remember when Atlanta a few years back, everybody was making fun of us because we couldn't drive in the with the snow. We had like a shit.
Remember that?
Yeah, we had a shit ton of snow, and everybody was like, "You're all stuck on the road, and you're gonna die." And like nobody could move off of 285, I-85, all these interstates, big interstates.
Yeah.
And everybody was just making fun of us. And so I don't want to hear a damn thing when anybody talks about this episode, and we're talking about Texas and just poking a little bit.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what state it is. I have one consistent belief that if you let your state freeze to death, you fucked up somewhere. It's not good enough.
Now, I will say, this is not like me making fun of like the people of Texas. There are some nice people there. This is really making fun of Texas.
My 10-gallon hat's frozen. I should have filled it done up with antifreeze instead of water.
I feel like Texas leadership has abandoned them quite literally with Ted Cruz. And the only way
has abandoned Texans, and so has half of this podcast, folks. Unacceptable. I'm out. Goodbye, Texas.
So God bless you, Texas. I hope y'all get through that, but really, y'all gotta like get fucking Ted Cruz out of there, you bitches.
I know. Was it worth it to have fucking El Rato leading your cunty state into a frozen hellscape? Even your dish soap is frozen. How fucking cold does it have to be for dish soap to freeze?
Dude, okay, so like when Georgia happened, like it was a different story, okay? Like we didn't have like these huge fucking floods and like this dystopia shit going on with like icicles coming out of our ceiling fans because of how fucked up our infrastructure was. But Texas is so much worse in their infrastructure. Like this shit is insane. There are people frozen dead on the side of the street from what I heard. Like, that's how fucking bad this is. These people are fucked over by these people.
I know. How is your infrastructure that bad? Every state I've lived in, every country I've lived in was able to handle it's snowing out. But
Well, I guess
like, the fucking world is frozen around me.
I guess Texas has never had snow in their life or snow that'll stick to the ground. If it ever snowed there, it like melted when it gets to the ground or something. Because like
That
there's
is wild to me because I've been to Texas and it gets cold there. Like it's not just always hot. So for them to not have, for their leadership to not have any fucking plan for snow when Texas has been proven, I've been there for weeks at a time, like small chunks in fucking April, and it's been like 30 degrees. It's like, you don't think you can get snow? You have the perfect condition for it. What the fuck?
yeah, I can't even like I'm trying to just see like what the temperatures are for this, but the whole country pretty much went through. There was a big like cold wave, and Texas was just the only one that really was unprepared for it. And Ted Cruz was texting his neighborhood, and there he's like, "Hey, let's just go to Cancun and forget about this happening." So,
Adios, amigos.
fuck the brown people.
Ted, I'm not Ted. I'm Raphael. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Back to my home country.
Fucking
Donald Trump, if you ever want to apologize for calling my wife a slut with a busted pussy, well, no rush. No rush, sir.
I also I know I'm getting off topic here.
This flat tire needs a man, but when there's no man around. When there's no man around, Goodyear should be. Why? Watch this. New Goodyear Double Eagle carries its own spare inside. Lifeguard safety spare. A tire in a tire. Keeps on going. Next time, give her a second chance.
I do apologize, but I did have a conversation with people on Twitter, as I normally do, and leftists still being retarded. They said,
still fucking retarded.
yeah,
You're a fucking retard, dude.
still retarding. So they're talking about how FEMA should step in and do something. Why is they're mad at AOC because she's helping out and she's having fundraisers and like setting
you're
up.
right, leftist. This seems like AOC's fault.
Yeah.
That Texas is fucking frozen.
So AOC's actually doing something to like help them out. She's like having this fundraiser, helping send supplies over there, all that shit. The people from leftist Twitter are so fucking stupid, right? They're saying, why is she doing this? Like she should do more. Like what? This is stupid. She should she's a congresswoman. Pass a bill or get FEMA to do something.
Pass a bill to do what? Raise the fucking thermostat?
But yeah. First off, let's
we
just
need to accelerate global warming so we can.
Leftists, accelerate some bitches to your life. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's just. How about we just slightly go through that time process? Passing a bill goes through the House, somehow gets voted in the Senate, passes the Senate. Do you know the time frame that works with right there? By the time that gets done and implemented, and the resources or the bill gets done to send like resources over there to Texas, it's already fucking taken care of. That takes weeks. Like you're still waiting on your fucking checks to come in the mail. Why do you think this is going to be taken care of by a goddamn bill in the Senate and the House?
I wish that wasn't like a real opinion so I could have made that joke on the show and be like, AOC, instead of sending supplies and like trying to help people right now, why not just pass a bill that says this isn't allowed to happen again?
It's literally what they're saying.
And no. Or we're going to do a full infrastructure bill that's going to take place over the next 226 years of slowly replacing all of Texas's infrastructure. Like, do you know how many fucking buildings there are in Texas? You know how many Wendy's and Burger Kings alone there are?
Yeah.
A lot of shit in Texas.
And the other thing is that FEMA is like set up, and other programs are set up specifically for this scenario, so they don't have to go through the House or the Senate in order to reallocate supplies from the federal government or from local state governments that are neighboring nearby and funnel them into Texas in a time of need. Like that's what FEMA is doing right now. And then people are saying FEMA's not doing anything. And then of course I linked an article stating FEMA is doing stuff. Biden is telling them to do stuff. Biden is getting involved. He did it at the beginning of the week, right after this shit happened, like the day after it started getting like fucked up. He addressed this, got FEMA involved, got the local states nearby involved with their resources. People are like, why did they do something sooner? What do you want? Just shut the fuck up. Like, these people had no clue FEMA existed or that they were doing anything. Now they're like, why didn't they start sooner then? It's like, it's never enough with these retards. They're so dumb.
It doesn't matter left or right. They're the kind of person that thinks that FEMA can only be for putting people in cages. Like, FEMA always has to either do nothing or something bad. They can't just do basic, I don't know, life-saving stuff, I guess I would define this as.
Direct action is something they really hate. And you know what?
Direct action's ableist as fuck, dude.
But
you expect me to get my 620-pound friend's retarded ass all the way over to Texas? Like, what? Yell at someone? No, thank you.
Second cancellation of the show. Excellent.
I'd rather stay right here and tell AOC that you should make a rule that Texas can't be all fucked up and shit.
So, speaking of direct action, nobody more direct than Morton Downey Jr. How do you like that transition?
That was excellent, especially because we went from Rush to Texas, and that was not the plan, folks.
That was
but he
not.
did. Thank God.
We have a script in place, people, and sometimes we use it.
It's more of a loose guideline, but yeah, Morton Downey Jr. I don't know if you guys have seen him. Wonderful television. But if you like Maury, if you like Montel Williams, if you like Jerry Springer, fuck all that. It's garbage.
So you introduced this to me the other night, and then, of course, as you know, but I'm retelling this to the audience, we went through just a rabbit hole of going through all of his, like, major crazy shit that happens, which, by the way, was only like a year, I believe, that he was doing this particular show that had all this shit happening. Am I correct?
Live Fast, Die Young, yeah. It was not a long-standing show.
He is not related to Robert Downey Jr. either, which I just typed into the YouTube bar. So, folks, that no relation between the two right there.
Oh, also, I forgot. I did a little reading on Morton Downey Jr. just because before the show I was kind of interested. And I was like, I would probably want to explain, like, because we have a note that says his whole life and career. So I'll just give really early on his life. I don't know if you've seen any of this stuff, but basically the reason his name is Morton Downey Jr. is his father was Morton Downey, the original, and he was a crooner. So he's like a person that goes around and sings Frank Sinatra songs for people at parties. And Morton Downey Jr. grew up his whole life with a super alcoholic father and a mother that didn't really do much for him. His dad would like beat the shit out of him constantly.
This is the story of the little bull who wanted to sing, but sing in a special way. His ambition was to sing in the Bull of the Woods Quartet.
Rich and mild. No, you must sing deeper.
Rich and mild.
You see, Bull of the Woods chewing tobacco is rich. It's mild, too, and your voice must express that mildness. Rich and mild. Deeper. Rich and mild. Fuller.
And so the little bull worked and sang and kept singing. His voice got richer and fuller and sweet as Bull of the Woods chewing tobacco, until that great day when he got his wish. Bull of the Woods, chewing tobacco. Bull of the Woods, chewing tobacco. Bull of the Woods, it's a fact, sir. Long filler can't be beat. Rich and mild, chewing tobacco. Man, it's good chewing tobacco. Bull of the Woods, chewing tobacco. Smooth and tasty chewing treat. He's the boss.
Then when his dad is a showbiz dude, and when Morton Downey Jr. tried to get into show business, his father would like try to get ahead of him on interviews and like talk to everyone and blackball his son out of show business.
Damn.
So he lived what we call on the show a typical Irish childhood. And what happened was Morton Downey Jr. eventually he basically went from radio to the TV show, and I only really read the beginning, but we can go from there. So he escaped the shadow of his singer, songwriter, whatever crooner father. He ended up on TV. Take us away.
He did write a couple of country songs. Now that I mentioned it, but
He did.
Yeah, I read his Wikipedia page at one point.
Another intellectual, I see.
So I want to just kind of hit on some of his highlights so people can know exactly how insane this was. And it was on fucking TV, national TV. Now, some people...
It's on YouTube. None of this stuff is, like, fun.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Some of the places picked it up. Some of the other places were like, I don't know. Like,
You seem like a bit of a burden.
Yeah, and this is why. one show, white supremacy. He has a representative of the white Aryan? I don't know how to pronounce
Aryan
it.
Brotherhood, yeah.
Defense League, something, or basically like a white supremacist group leader. He has a KKK member of the crowd, and he has a representative of an organization that defends like Jewish people's rights, and a civil rights advocate for black people as well.
Defense League, just for those who are wondering.
Yeah. And so that's one episode, and he's got people in the crowd, and this is filmed it's filmed in where? Harlem, New York, is that right?
So he shoots at the Apollo. So he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to where most of the black people in New York live, and I'm gonna have the Grand Wizard or some mage of the KKK speak.
Yeah, and so he's going off, and he's like he'll talk to his guest, and he'll like get in their face, like point his finger at them, tell them, "Oh, you're full of shit, dude." Yeah. And he's just chain smoking the whole time during these things.
This man smokes 80 cigarettes a day.
That's just one episode. Another episode, Al Sharpton gets knocked on his ass. By the way, folks, I didn't realize this. Al Sharpton was a big guy. He was a fat dude back at this time. This is late 80s. He had Al Sharpton on his show, and Al Sharpton gets fucking beat down. Like pushed over and gets punched by this other black dude.
Al Sharpton get bullied pushed over his chair by some other black dude who I guess hated him for some reason. And then, I don't know if you had more on that, but in another show, Morton Downey Jr. has a former prostitute, right? Stripper?
Yes, dude.
Yeah. The stripper, she says that like she does it for God and like for the Bible and all that. And at one point, Morton's just like, "You're a fucking slut," you know that? And just like hip checking her, bashing his pelvis against her groin area until she sits down while he's like chain smoking the whole time. And it's unreal to watch because it's like the original Eric Andre or something, but a lot more mean-spirited.
And it's real. Like, folks, this is real. Yeah, and what you're talking about was the first minute of that thing.
That was the first minute of what? Probably like the second episode or something?
Yeah, and that was a good one, and he just starts talking shit about that woman. But my favorite, of course, and I think you would agree, Ron Paul.
Yes, Ron Paul, and first of all, Ron Paul has always looked the same. God bless him. He gets on the show, and he was talking about the dangers of the war on drugs and how, it's bad or whatever. And then everyone on the show is like, "Shut up, you fucking sissy. This is America. Do you want people to be on drugs?" And then Morton's like screaming in his face, doing karate chops in the air right above Ron Paul's hair. And Ron Paul, he's defending himself, and he's yelling in his Ron Paul way, which is, and it's wild to watch Ron Paul, like this senator, just get grilled on like this trash television show by some dude who looks like a fish, just smoking the whole time. It's awesome.
But the greatest part is that, first off, Ron Paul was running for president as a libertarian at this time. And so he was trying to, I guess, get suppressed behind his presidential run. And then the other thing is that the audience would come in and they would talk, like, during this whole time. Like, they would just interject. It's not like Jerry Springer, where Jerry would be like, "All right, well, let's take some questions from the crowd," walks over to him.
Full of microphones he'd hand out.
He just has two microphone stands just in the crowd, and he's just like, "Wait, this person wants to say something. Shut the fuck up, Ron Paul." So, and there's like
literally anyone at any moment. I don't care if you're running for president.
And Ron Paul at this time, he's hated by everyone. There's a communist chick in the crowd. There's a right-wing person in the crowd. There's a libertarian person in the crowd that hates him, which he's supposed to like him, but whatever. There's liberals in the crowd that hate him, and they're all going back and forth like they're and fucking Morton Downey Jr. is over here, the provocateur that he is. He's sitting over there, and Ron Paul says something like, "We shouldn't have the government involved," and he's like, "Yeah, you're high on something, I know that." And Ron Paul's like, "Yeah, I'm high on freedom or something like that." Yeah, and Morton just calls him a loser.
That's the thing too, and like these people always bit, because I remember, to go back for a second on the white supremacist versus Jewish person versus black person episode, like every time someone says it, he'd just like start picking at it and just be like, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna send Israel more money. You're a scumbag." And then the white supremacist would say something. He's like, "You sound like a little man." And it's like, do you agree with anyone? Like,
it's hard to pick up what he is, because there is another episode where he had a lawyer and an advocate for civil rights, and it was this black lady, and she and there was another person that was trying to bring up statistics about like crime rates and in relation to the race of the person, and he was making basically like a 1350 argument. And then the lawyer jumps in, and she's like, that's wrong, like, you have wrong statistics, this is why, I know exactly what you're, citing. And then Morton's like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, like, sided with the black woman. So it's, like, weird, like, he's not just, like, a white supremacist, or, like, a conservative or libertarian or something, he's, like, all over the place.
He strikes me as a pure populist, because what I've seen, and maybe we're getting a little too into the weeds of his actual politics, but when it comes to, like, immigration, he's super against that, and he warns about, the dangers of immigrants. But then when it comes to, like, giving elders government health care, he's, like, all for that. So he was kind of all over the place. He was an interesting guy.
Yeah.
He didn't have, like, one side of beliefs.
He ran actually in politics for, I don't know if it was a governor or president or something, but he ran as kind of like a conservative Democrat, or a conservative liberal or something. I don't know.
Blue Dog, Dino, or Rhino, whatever. Yeah, one of those.
So maybe that's what he believes. But also, there's another episode I would love to say real quick. Wrestlers on the show. He had actual wrestlers. He had a gay wrestler on that was like exposing the secrets, like the show callers or the promoters were like exchanging sex for like getting them on stage or stuff. And then a wrestler is in the crowd, and he's like, and he's a real person. He's wrestled, like you can see videos of him. He's like, "Fuck you, you're a fucking idiot. Also, you're gay." And the gay guy's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, and then fucking Paul, what's his name? Paul
Heyman.
Paul Heyman calls in, but he's under his name as Paul Dangerous, as his wrestler name was Paul Dangerous. But that's Paul Heyman, right? Big dude in the wrestling game. He calls in and to the show and starts talking about it. Calls the dude that was like exposing the secrets. He calls him like a fucking idiot and a little pissy boy.
Yeah, it was just awesome. I don't know what else to say other than you got to watch at least some of the show and just see how surreal it is at some times.
Yeah, like I think you said earlier, it's like he puts Jerry Springer and all the likes of him. They look like children. They look like little kids.
They look like they're doing a bad impression of him. They're like what Demonmama is to Vosh. Like, just like, whoa, okay, I see what you're going for here, but it's not the same,
Well, that's a great transition point, Marbles.
All right, speaking of transitions.
You run your mill with the same kind of skill that's been passed through your family to you. You're the kind of a man who likes to work with his hands. Beechnut's the tobacco you chew. Beechnut's the tobacco you chew, and it's been that way, father and son, for a long time. Beechnut's smoother, moister, more delicious. Try it. Yeah, Beechnut's the tobacco you chew.
There's a debate that you guys, I don't know who the fuck is watching this. Like, yeah, sweet, I get to know about Texas, I get to learn about Morton Downey Jr., and of course the very important RileyGraceRoshong versus Demonmama argument.
This is
pain.
I don't know who the target audience is for this podcast, but man, there's no way they could love every portion.
We gotta be hitting everything here.
Yeah. Well, I brought this up to your attention because I am I don't like Demonmama, really.
Me neither.
I play, okay, this is the nerdiest thing, I told you this before, but I play RileyGraceRoshong. I don't know how to say her name. She has a I
feel like you say it like one of those Chinese King of the Hill characters, like Ted Wasongasong. It's RileyGraceRoshong.
I am racist in the way I say that. I am so sorry. Cancel me now, the third cancellation. But I play in our Minecraft server because it's a vanilla survival server, and I like that. It's hard to find, and so what? I am a nerd. Yes, that is stupid, okay? But I am naturally on Riley's side. But, do you want me to explain it, or do you want to explain it?
I can't fucking tell you what happened. Other than Riley was like, all right, so here, for the layman, I'll give the dumb explanation, so you could pass the written test, and then Flex will tell the real thing. So basically, Riley and Demonmama talked. Riley said, I think there's maybe there's a way to tell what things are. And then Demonmama said, what? That's fucking stupid. You can't tell what things are. And then Riley was like, but I think you can. And then Demonmama said, you're just like Destiny right now. Then Riley got upset because Demonmama kept farting into the microphone every time she tried to say something. And then Riley ended up yelling, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. And kicking Demonmama off the show. Then Riley started arguing with a bunch of people in her chat who were like, hey, we respect you and like your opinions and stuff, but we hate your opinions and don't respect you. And then she was like, but I don't want to go to bed. And then they're like, go to fucking bed. You're not allowed to argue with us. And then she talked to Destiny. But that's my takeaway. What do you think, Flex?
I think you hit on the main points there in a great way. So I'll provide a little bit more context if that's okay. So Riley had a discussion with Demonmama. If people really want to get into the weeds on this, it was about defining what is a woman. And Demonmama is under the position of, somebody that is a transgender person. As long as they self-identify, that's really all it takes. Riley, although agreeing with that, says that in an academic sense or a logical sense, or when it comes to law or arguing with people, yes, self-identifying is a piece of it, but there is something more. And her arguments go down that line to demonstrate how that is the case. And yeah, Demonmama was being obtuse about it and trying not to understand it, but then actually agrees to it, because if it's a choice, then you can make the argument, just like for gay people, that, hey, this is a choice, this isn't something that you actually experience, like, you could just choose not to be a transgender person, therefore, like, we disagree with your choice. When in reality, there's something deeper, more than just self-identifying, which is, there's some kind of, I don't even know. God, I'm losing the shit right now, but it's like...
It's okay, folks, but what I want to say here's the part where we deliberate fully, okay? As you know, Flex and I, we're pretty much the experts of trans issues. Flex, what do you think?
I would agree, yes. There's no better people than us, yes.
Yeah, okay, I would agree with that. But who was right in this debate? Who wins? Is it Riley or is it Demonmama?
Yeah, let's just go over that too. Who would anybody think? First off, Riley has a very good reputation. Demonmama does not. You can say within her own community, maybe she has a good reputation, but among the majority of audiences out there, there is a debate upon her reputation. Riley does not have that issue. Riley is also a law student. She is very well educated. She has research docs. She researches things routinely. I was a part of her Discord before I got banned by her mods for defending Riley.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Hey, here's another fact to throw out there. RileyGraceRoshong, thin. Demonmama, fat. We know who's right, we know who's wrong, just based on that, folks. One person's not taking care of themselves like they should be. Winner, RGR.
Good God. Okay, well, this video is flagging down, apparently, so...
People are just and virtuous.
So...
sorry, I've been getting into philosophy, so I'm trying to ground out my ethics.
So Riley is like, if anybody knows what they're talking about, it's clearly Riley, and then her mods were being like, you kind of hit on it. Her mods and people in her community. First off, her mods were banning people. Like in my case, there was a lot of other people out there that were also like saying, being supportive of Riley, getting banned, and defending Riley, getting banned. But that's because the people in Riley's community that are mods are also in the community and mods of Demonmama's server. And Demonmama, as we all know, engages in toxic relationships with her community. She calls them imps. She's very personal with them, and they develop this parasocial relationship with Demonmama.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning, sweetie birdie.
I'm out of coffee.
You're out of coffee. Isn't that wonderful? Out of coffee?
Do not be a Discord moderator. It's bad stuff.
Discord moderators have a bad break on them, and they are just power hungry.
Bad people, folks.
I think it's
fascists. They're little Hitlers. That's all they are.
I think that apparently I can't do anything on YouTube unless I free up space on my computer. Thank you, computer. So yeah, Discord mods, I think they get that way because they just have too much time on their hands, and so they're naturally just losers. So yes,
absolutely.
I agree with that point, but I just want to say, we here at the whatever this show is called,
the Dirty Dive Podcast. I'm gonna get right on the thumbnail in one try.
We support Riley, and any reasonable person does, and yeah.
More like Riley Grace reasonable.
There we go. And
All right, cool.
we have our disagreements with Demonmama, and we don't like her for good reason, and that's because she is a drama llama, and she is a cringe factor, and also she can't win a fight against conservative, and I'll just leave it at that.
Pretty not good, folks.
Not good.
Stuff.
Not good. Not good when you get showed up on stock
Not
battles.
good when you get absolutely fucking ass blasted on.
Okay, so
Speaking of Karens and crying and yelling at each other, there's this pretty funny video on YouTube. It's by channel Karens in the Wild. One of my favorite channels I've been watching, especially since the pandemic really took off. And do you want to put this on or something, or we just want to talk about it? How you want to do it?
Yeah, so, I think we should talk about it because I just realized I didn't set up ahead of time the, link for the...
Excellent. Let's talk about it.
For the Crow group tube thing. God damn it, I'm so worthless.
Fine by me. So for those of you who don't know, there's a channel called Karens in the Wild, and often what it is there's one Karen on video or something like that screaming at people, causing a scene, being generally just unreasonable. You know, we all know what that means. But there's a rare video of two Karens who are actually in a duel with each other to try and be more obnoxious. Now, I know which side of the aisle I sit on here based on the other Karen's worst reaction, but just to frame it, what happens is apparently... so I'm just going to keep calling them Karens because I don't know what their names are.
Hold on, let's watch the video. I sent you a link and I figured it out now. I think we could do this.
Yeah, figured it out, folks. We have figured out how to watch a YouTube video together.
It is a lot.
Okay, so we'll do the old 3, 2, 1.
Okay, well, I sent you a link. I think that should work, and if you're viewing it, then it'll play when I play.
Really?
Did you click that link?
I did click the link, but it's just a YouTube video to me.
Unbelievable. Okay, we'll do the 3, 2, 1 then.
All right, the classic.
All right. I've got it set up. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Beautiful intro, by the way.
Oh, man.
You gotta see that video, too, if you haven't.
I love that they put jungle noise at the beginning.
You were just purposely
Oh, you should turn your subtitles on.
playing the victim.
Oh, your sound is playing on your side.
Let me just lower that then. How's that?
I still hear it?
Alright, how's that?
Okay, that's good.
Alright, I've muted my video. But I know what happens. So this woman here, for some reason, thought she'd get safer by taking her mask off, running into the store, and trying to seal everyone in the store with her, which for some reason draws negative attention.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought that in the middle of a pandemic, screaming at the top of my lungs, taking my mask off, and trying to seal off a store from fresh air would be a bad idea? So this woman's still screaming, yada, yada, yada. Apparently this lady in the fucking Dorothy Land Before Time, somewhere over the rainbow slippers, said something racist. Best part's yet to come, though.
She is a customer because she walked in the store.
Technically true for both, even though they haven't bought anything and they're just trying to use the store as a battleground.
Damn, she just... Okay, she's yelling like a crazy person.
I want to die.
I can't believe this.
I want to die.
Now she's throwing clothes everywhere.
If you touch your mask one more time, I will kick you out of the store myself. Keep the fucking mask on.
Marbles is an authoritarian mask wearer.
Reem, I will fucking shoot you if you're wearing that shit over your... I hate that more than anything.
I can't believe that there's security in this store.
I can't believe they let a man with 3 chins be security.
Jesus God.
What is he gonna do? Push me once?
Unbelievable.
You guys are allowing
Absolutely unbelievable, folks. This is what happens when two of them meet.
Is that guy's mask above his eyes? Do you see that?
Yeah, dude, he's like a Dark Souls character. He doesn't even need to have his eyes showing to know what he's doing.
Why is he recording with his phone? What the fuck?
I don't know when this became security protocol. I'll put you on Facebook, motherfucker. But it's happening.
Racism isn't okay. 2021.
These workers are not prepared for this. We didn't have like a meeting about how... Oh, bonus Karen.
It's time for a bonus. Oh, this one is, it's just a British person being British.
Oh.
I don't know, love you.
Dude, what is even the issue here?
What's happening here, Flex, is that this man does not want to come up to the building because of COVID guidelines, meaning he won't put the food outside of her apartment or bring it to her, which she seems to want, is for him to hand it to her. He's saying, no way, it's against guidelines. I also don't think that it's normal DoorDash behavior or Postmates or whatever to ask the person to come outside and get their food, so I don't really think anyone's right here.
We got carrots on both sides, or we got some bad situations on both sides.
And this man is about to eat her Taco Bell.
Oh, really?
He is about to help himself to some delicious delivery food.
See, this is why you don't mess with people that handle your food, people.
Yeah, they'll eat your sandwich.
Or they'll spit in it, or do some weird shit. Okay, the carrot is just saying he is the delivery guy. Well, we know that.
I figured that's why he had a bag of food, but thank you. Woman behind the camera. Well, he's about to bring me more food. I'm not getting any more food now.
Oh, he's reaching in. Oh!
Nuggets, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, and he's throwing food!
Okay. I don't know if I can help you keep your job at this point, sir.
Now the man has thrown the food at her, technically has done his job.
And if you listen faintly in the background, you can hear me a couple blocks away yelling, put your mask back on. You're not wearing it right.
Can we just talk about the drip that this man has?
I know, look at him, he's dressed like a fucking popsicle.
Not even his coat, but it's also matching his bag. Damn!
Damn, he looks like a baby who was dressed up by his mom.
Oh.
Yeah, his sherbet flow.
Strange color set, too. That's the, I think that's the trans, flag colors?
I thought he was doing CGA graphics, but on his clothing, since they're the pink and blue.
Speaking of clothing.
Yeah, that's the video.
If y'all want to buy some, beautiful shirts, I guess, then,
there it is.
there it is.
The advertisement.
Well, that was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite videos. I don't think that level of intensity is hit too often. Speaking of intensity, I see you have a note here that a Destiny fanboy has a YouTube channel, if you'd like to take us from there.
Oh, dang. You know what? I did, and then I put his video, but I don't know if we want to watch it. Do we want to watch it, or...?
I already have it. I already have it pulled up on my phone. I can play a little sample for you guys, but basically, what happened is this Destiny fanboy has a channel where he participates in public roasts. And the first YouTube video that Flex saw, he has this video of him battling this black dude, and all of his roasts about how the other guy is black. Sorry, I was reading that specifically. All right.
Oh, I have it here. Let me...
I can play a snippet for you guys.
Where did it go? I keep...
Wait a minute, where's he going? Oh, it's a big threat. That's how you get back in the band. That was real popcorn. Wait a minute, he's not going, is he? You're not funny. That way you reset. Never had no show, never had no movie. Sign built not here. Oh, I guess you got me there. You're absolutely right. I just go wash up. Gotta stand on the stage. That's it. We had it.
There you go. But that's what I have.
I have him playing on screen right now, and sound is off. But this is the Destiny viewer, and he commented on something. What does my notes say? There's some reason I found his channel. He's a fanboy of Destiny, and he was saying some dumb shit. And so that's why I went on his channel. And this is the shit that he has on his channel. And so his thing is that, yeah, like you said, he does roast battles IRL with people. Very strange, first off. But secondly, this is a guy that his opponent is black, and he decides to use the race as his one roast every single time. So he keeps making, like, the jokes is at the expense of the black man's race. It's like a joke about him being black in some way. And I'm like, wow, you're so white, like you're not black at all, or some weird shit like that. And so it's typical that Destiny's fanboys would find a way to attack the race of somebody in every scenario when they act that dumb, I feel like. But that's just my opinion. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Marbles?
Did he win?
He did not, and I'm done playing the video. But I I just wanted to bring that up here, that Destiny's fanboys are an amazing culture of people that, will sit there and, oh my god, I just displayed our notes. That is so bad of me.
Those are for donators. Don't read those.
Don't read that shit, you pieces
Don't read the reaction part that I'm scrolled down to.
So it's a crazy amount of people that will just go into debates about what do they do? The debates about incest, that's what it is, and how it's morally neutral, which, okay, yeah, that's probably true based off of what they do. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Still a weird thing, but whatever.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? But my thing is, I like interacting with Destiny fans, or the people who spend a lot of time in that community, because they all try to, like, copy him, but they don't have the same brain. So what you get a lot of time is, you get one of two things. You get someone who is, like, trying to spurg out, like, Destiny and have an epic Godsony moment where they're like, fucking dumb fuck, blah, 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 going on with that. And then the other mixes you get is, like, a slow-witted Russian man. I don't know why there's so many of those. I've just met a lot of them.
Yeah, I feel like some of them, like Ragepope in the community, they're actually funny people, pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen that guy. Have you seen him?
No, not really.
He's a big Destiny... I don't know if you would call him a fan or like just somebody that participates sometimes. He had a debate with Destiny. He had one with Hassan, and then he had one with JacksAM. Do you know who that guy is? Jack Allison, JacksAM?
JacksAM.
That's the one that Destiny had a little tiff-taff with, this leftist that started he's the one that was wheezing the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, so Ragepope actually did a debate with JacksAM because Jack Allison wanted to debate somebody in Destiny's community, and he begged Ragepope to do that. And then, like, Ragepope is like, sure, whatever. Like, Ragepope is, like, the chillest dude, apparently. He comes across really chill in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And so JackAM was like, let's have a debate about incest. Since, I would like to talk to you about that. And Ragepope the whole time is just like, yeah, well, it's just a morally neutral position, but I mean, it's not a big deal to me. And JacksAM is desperately, like, autistically trying to make it a big deal for him, and Ragepope is just not feeding it. And so Jack Allison just looks like the biggest fucking retard in the world.
I mean, he just strikes me as a stupid person. That's the problem, I think, is there's, like, a lot of people who are pretty smart out there. They probably just don't make YouTube videos, honestly. But, like, it's always these people who find their way to the top of it, and they're, like, he's just like, oh, so incest is good? And it's like, I don't know if that's what the guy is saying. He's probably just testing to see why you think it's bad. Which, for me, I'd probably just take the no bullshit route, honestly. You're so dumb. You're so dumb, dude.
Yeah, I love
Little Steven, hey, did you get your college degree? No, I did. You're so dumb. That's an ironclad argument.
It's valid. It's a valid argument.
I like it.
Yeah, but Jack Allison kind of fits your political ideology because Jack is a big boy. So he's naturally an idiot.
Of course he's stupid and wrong. Like, look at how a fat person argues against a skinny person, folks. It's a mess. They keep trying to treat it like it's a burger and biting their keyboard and whatnot. Meanwhile, the skinny person is like, I'm trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, and the way he comes across is like, I think he does have like some type of mental disorder or something. I don't want to speculate, but he definitely seems like he does from the way that he talks on stream. Like he's constantly trying to put on a persona that's not there. Apparently, he was a show writer for the Jimmy Kimmel show. I was about to say Jimmy Dore, but that was not the case.
Yeah, I just want to be a writer for the Jimmy Dore show.
Yeah, for Jimmy Kimmel, before he had like a couple of breakdowns and lost his job or something, he made like $250,000 a year while he was doing that. Yet now he's too broke to afford a normal apartment, so he had to downsize. And now he's like saying, I'm not that rich, but then like he's talking about how he made like 6 figures, a lot of money. $250,000 a year is a lot. And apparently he fucking had stocks in Bitcoin before it got bid, and he made 6 figures off of that too. But he also doesn't have a lot of money. He can only afford.
Why is there literal shit on his wall then?
He can only afford a 1-bedroom apartment where his wife will paint pictures of a cat's vagina, and he'll put it in his living room because that's awesome.
I'm glad that he married the fucking weird lady from Bob's Burgers who likes to draw cats' buttholes and like put them up in restaurants. That's very good for him. Just so Jack Allison, if you'd like to come on the show and explain why you're so fat, feel free to contact our Twitter.
Yes, and that is a legitimate place to go, and you can find all of our links in the description bar, just as usual, which I definitely update regularly. Not.
I want you to prove to me your apartment is bigger than mine, as someone who didn't make $1 million in Reddit coin. I want to know that for a fact.
Why do all these people live in California too? Like, it's very weird. They don't.
Morons, dude. They're like, I had to downsize, so I moved to like. Why would you go to California to save money?
These people have no concept of anything outside these really big metropolitan areas or these big cities, these very liberal places. These leftists like thrive in there, and they've never stepped foot outside of that. They never got into a rural place or anywhere outside of like the city. Not even like talking about country roads and shit. Like, we're not talking about hillbilly place. We're just talking about country roads. Yeah. Just anything.
One more thing that stuck out about that is you said that he was talking about, you know, he downsized and like, oh, I'm not that rich or whatever. But I recall in the arguments that he was having with Destiny and probably his community, he's talking about, I live in a really nice part of town. You know, I live by a golf course or whatever. Oh, there's a giant puddle outside my house. Like,
yeah, he said he
would also play up how much money he made at the same time. So I'm not sure what he was getting at that. Probably just fat brain working against him again. But like I said, you know, I don't want anyone to think that we aren't aware there are not cheap places in California. There is. But I just want to say, this Jack guy, he straight up said that he lived in a very nice area. So that's why we're saying these comments.
He said his apartment was $3,000 a month, 1 bedroom, and that he had a very nice view of something. I don't know what it was. Some kind of landmark.
He's fat. It's a day. He has a Dairy Queen drive-thru.
He also is 5'4", so he's extremely short.
Oh, so of course he thinks his apartment's large.
That's exactly.
Everything's big when you're 5'4".
I think Destiny said that same thing when he was roasting him. Yeah, he said, yeah, well, I guess everything would be big to you if you're that short.
Damn, Jack. And you know what? Most men upscale their height by 2 inches, so Jack is 5'2".
Yeah.
Yikes. That sucks. Pull yourself, dude.
I feel sorry for that guy. Speaking of feeling sorry, I feel sorry for this person that talked shit about us because I wrote down their notes here.
And their address and their name.
So, first off,
see you soon.
Ashley reacted to our first episode on Facebook.
White women love us.
Yeah, fuck you, white women. I don't see how Anna Kasparin, yeah, I'm sure I said that right, a college lecturer, reporter for multiple networks over the years, and producers of the Young Turks, who has a BA in journalism and a Master of Political Science, should, quote, keep her little brain out of politics, unquote. I don't even remember. Did somebody say that?
I don't know. Maybe I did. You know how I get. I sometimes I go Super Saiyan, dude, and I can't control what happens or what's said. But yeah. So, and then she said, "Is that what this podcast is about? She's pretty, so she must be stupid."
Yes.
3 counterpoints, ma'am. 3 counterpoints. Number 1, if Anna's so smart, why is her head so fucking small? Scientifically impossible to have a large brain with a small head. Point number 2, did she get all that stuff because she's incredibly smart? Or did you notice Anna Kasparian, she's skinny. Of course she has a bunch of achievements. That's what skinny people do. And then the last thing, none of us said she was pretty. I said she is one of the vapid sex objects that are mainstream on the left nowadays that need to keep their little attempts to win people over with their feminine guile in F tier. I did not say she was pretty. I would never say that about another woman. I'm married.
I would, and I'd also say I have searched on YouTube numerous times for AOC tit pics, so I'm shameless. I'm sorry. But I have no thoughts about Anna Kasparian.
No, I don't even have a personal problem with her because she meets my definition of what a good person is. 10.
Yeah, I don't think we have an issue with her, but she is boring, which is most of our. That's most of my guidelines for who I think is a good person.
Yeah, are they fun?
Are they fun? Are they fat? Okay, that's how I
That's
classify them.
That's it. Those are the two things that I check. I don't know about all this other nonsense.
Apparently, we have to be very precise in our language, and we can't make. I wouldn't even call that a joke. I would just say that's just like fucking around.
It wasn't a joke. That was a fact.
It was serious, actually, but
Not
also
my opinions.
It's also, I think, an opinion. Also, it's a fucking tier list. I don't think anybody takes those seriously, do they?
No, look, basically what happened was I had a series of objective feelings, personally, and I just let them loose. That's it.
I mean, if you're bothered by the facts, which is that, and also, why, if she's so smart, why does she have 2 different degrees? Checkmate, liberals.
Yeah, I'm really smart. I have no degree, so that just proves how fucking smart I am.
Wait, reporter for multiple networks. What? She only works for the Young Turks too. Hold on, I'm finding issues here. She's a producer? She's not a producer. She is a participant in the Young Turks. You're a liar. You're a liar, Ashley.
You're a fucking liar, and you knew you were lying when you posted that.
You weaselly little cunt. I swear.
You fucking cunt.
That's
Don't you ever yell at me again.
That's some charged language, but folks, she started it, okay?
Folks, we're charged up now.
We're charged up. She talks shit first. You talk shit, you get hit, okay? I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
The facts are the facts, and they're all on our side.
Yes. So take that for what it's worth and stick it up your crack pipe. That's what I have to say to you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Man, I do have to edit this episode and put in 50 different advertisements during this time. So I think we'll hit our mark of an hour and 20 minutes with all the advertisements I'll put in.
Excellent.
But as always, is there anything you want to say or anything we missed on here?
No, I'm obligated to do our sponsors of the show. So we have Target, the Martin Luther King Foundation, the Rush Limbaugh Foundation, thanks in part to DeviantArt, Amazon, and Fugazi Limo, of course.
God bless them. And also Target sponsoring us for Black History Month. I don't know why, but they randomly find... Wait, you have... Okay, alright, we're getting canceled again. God damn it.
Well, as long as you don't show the notes, it's fine.
Okay, did you say that?
No, I did not say any of the notes.
Okay.
You're wondering.
I'm seeing a specific word here that will set off leftists if they ever see this. I'm seeing the L word on here.
To be fair, we also made fun of the right.
Okay, well, I think that's fair that we're just abrasive and nobody is going to like us, so we're okay
with that. We're the green
that.
side of the sponge, folks. Watch out. We're coming for you. We're coming for the soap scum.
Okay. Well, once again, thank you, Marbles, for taking your time to be on the podcast and help me out with this and be co-host and doing all this shit with me. Thank everybody for supporting. We don't have enough subscribers right now. I feel like we need a lot more, because we're awesome. So fuck everybody that doesn't subscribe to this.
Yeah.
And my last point, I guess I'll say, is that, thank you, Rush Limbaugh, for fucking dying, you piece.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate. There's also one show note. He tried to sponsor it again, twice actually. That said, "Hey guys, since I'm dying, I thought I'd support your show." LOL.
I'd support your dying show because he's dying.
We're not dying. We are just born.
We're reborn, folks.
We are
reborn.
New.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you all for coming out. Stay tuned. Hopefully, we'll have some more in the future. If not, next week we will have. I believe we have a guest for next week. Do we not?
We have the SS Sniper Wolf. This sounds insane. Also, I'm sorry that other guest we mentioned that I forgot never showed up. Oh, Doug Walker. He texted me. He said he's still stuck in traffic. He was driving through Texas, so we're probably not going to see him ever again.
Damn.
But SS Sniper Wolf is confirmed to be on the first part of the next show, so you have that.
Excellent. So y'all stay tuned. SS Sniper Wolf confirmed for the Deep Dive podcast. Did I say that right? Yeah.
25 million views, the most viewed in the future podcast of all time.
Stay tuned, everybody. Thank you. Have a good one.
God bless.